Hey guys, it's Christy and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I am so excited because we're going to be reviewing the new Urban Decay and Robin Eisenberg palette. So before we get into it, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's get into it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this palette, as far as I know, is currently only available in South America. Last I checked, when we heard from Trend Mood about a week ago, we had a sneak peek, and at the time it was only available in South America. I am located in Canada, and I found this at Shoppers Drug Mart. So I'm not sure if it has been officially launched yet. I really don't know. I haven't seen it on the Urban Decay website or even Sephora, so I'm not sure if they just released it early at Shoppers. I'm not 100% sure, but if you're in Canada, that's where to go. That's how I got this so early, and I am so excited. So let's get into it. So this is the new Urban Decay and Robin Eisenberg palette. So Robin Eisenberg is an LA-based artist, and this is a limited edition palette, so I do think this is going to just be their holiday release, much like Cyber was last year. So this retails for $69 Canadian, which usually retails for around $50 to $55 US. So this is made in the USA and finished in the Dominican Republic. This also has a 24-month shelf life, and just look at the artwork. That is so beautiful. So I will admit, before this palette was released, I had never heard of Robin Eisenberg, but she's obviously incredibly talented. So the description on the box says, blast off into intergalactic holidays. Discover your inner cosmos with our limited edition Naked and Robin Eisenberg eyeshadow palette. This all-new out-of-this-world spectrum of 12 shades transports you from the joyful, color-filled California sunsets to big, bangin' celestial stardust. So that just sounds really fun. So again, this is the box. Very beautiful. This is like the type of outer carton I want to keep. And the inner package looks like this. So very beautiful, very typical Urban Decay packaging. It's plastic, and it's got that hard cover, and it's got this gorgeous artwork inside. Very beautiful. I know a lot of people right away are going to question, why does this have Naked on it? I don't know, it's anything but a Naked palette, but this is beautiful. It feels very heavy and weighted. So you do have their typical brush. They were saying on the back of the box that this is a new brush, so it must just be a new shape. Regardless, I'm probably not going to use it, so I'm just going to take it out and set it aside. So I feel like a lot of us are excited for this because this is actually something pretty unique for Urban Decay. So I'm thrilled. And I'm definitely also intimidated. I don't typically branch out into these more colorful tones. I probably will play in the more safe spectrum, but we will see. Let's look at some swatches to begin. So the first shade is called Moon Sand, and if you're familiar with my channel, you know I am the world's worst swatcher, so pardon me. So Moon Sand is just your basic flesh tone shade that's in pretty much every single Urban Decay palette. I will say sometimes they have like a bit of a light sheen to them. This one does not seem to have that. The next shade is Solar Storm. So it's just like a basic brown. It's going to be a really beautiful transition shade. It seems to have a slight reddish kind of undertone. Really nice. Then we have Pulsar. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I want to play with that one today. That's really beautiful. Okay. So that's definitely more of a metallic. That's really pretty. Then we have Ion, which is like a shimmery gold. It's also really pretty. They have like this kind of shift to them that I think is really nice. Then there is Mango Sun. So Mango Sun is also really nice. Then we have Exoplanet, which is kind of a shimmery pink. Very pretty. It does so far, just by swatch, feel like the typical Urban Decay Naked formula. Then we have Foxfire, which is definitely a more burgundy matte. These don't always swatch the best, but how we put it on the eyes is the real story. Then there is Holidays, which is actually a little bit on the chin side, but let's see how it swatches. That is really, really pretty. That's beautiful. I can definitely see how I would want to hang out in the peachier realm. I do kind of feel like Holidays and Exoplanet look a little bit alike. I do think Holidays is a bit more chunky, but okay. Then we have Home Planet, and this is a shade I've been very curious about. It's like a very light, almost purpley blue. Very, very pretty. That's beautiful. Okay, the blues are what makes me nervous. I do not use blues. We might try today. So this is, oh, that's pretty. That's more purple than blue. Okay, this is Ice Crater, and that has like a purple shift. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Then we have Alien Babe, which also has a purple shift to it. These are so pretty. Okay, and the very last shade is Space Pod, which is a blue, but it is so metallic-y, shifty. It almost shifts to a teal. Oh, that's beautiful. So that is the palette. So definitely very different for Urban Decay. I am so excited about this one. All right, so I have gone ahead and primed my eyes with my MAC paint pot and just set it down with some powder. I think I'm just going to, I'm going to be bold. I think I'm just going to go into the crease lightly with Solar Storm. That's this one right here. This palette is one that is telling me that we might need to film multiple looks. Today, I just want to try and play with a bunch of different shades. I'm sensing this look is going to be very out of my comfort zone, but in the best way. I am so excited for this palette. When I saw this, my immediate thought when I saw this palette on Trendmood was that way too colorful, way outside my comfort zone, not going to be able to deal with that. And then as I thought about it, that's honestly something super different from Urban Decay. I would definitely want to get in on something like that. And not to mention, if there's going to be a brand that is going to come out with a colorful palette that's going to be easier to work with, I would expect it would be Urban Decay, because they don't typically come out with the most punchy, overwhelming pigments. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do with that shade. I don't want it to overtake the look at all. I'm really going to do it. I'm going to go into Home Planet, and I'm going to put that deeper into the crease. Tap off as much excess as I can on that one. This is a pastel, so I'm not expecting it's going to be overly pigmented. Yeah, I was honestly going to steer far away from the blues today, and then as soon as I saw those swatches of the shimmers, could not stay out of them. I feel like it's looking a little bit muddy with that brown, but I think it's going to be fine once I tap that shimmer on top. Let me know down below if you're familiar with Robin Eisenberg. I feel bad because I'm not. She's obviously incredibly talented, but let me know down below if you're familiar with the artist. All right, guys, let's go into Ice Crater, and I'm just going to take that one on a finger. I'm not going to bring it all the way in because I have another idea. But that is so pretty. That's definitely better than expected. Okay, getting a little bit of fallout. I am so shocked that I do not mind that shade. Wow. Okay, I definitely think that I was correct in feeling like this is a brand that if I were to step outside my comfort zone with these bold colors, this is how it would be. These are pretty. This is super, super, super pretty. It's not having nearly the impact as, say, like a Pat McGrath might have, or maybe an indie brand. It's not having nearly that impact, but it's still looking really, really fun and still very out of my comfort zone. I'm gonna do a risky move, and I think I'm gonna try to go in with Ion for that inner portion. Oh, I like it. Okay. I mean, I am obviously not a makeup artist. I am just somebody who super loves makeup, and I don't care if it's perfect. I just want to play. I kind of like the way that comes in there. And then I'm just going to bring, I think I just want to add a little bit more ice crater right here because I do want the gold to be a little more minimal. Yeah, whether or not this look is cute, I still feel very proud of myself for stepping out of the old comfort zone. I'm starting to second guess that gold on the inner corner. I feel like it's coming off as very yellow. Let me pop off camera, pop on some mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the final look. I'm not too sure how I feel about it. I almost feel like on this side in particular, maybe I shouldn't have gone in with that brown first. I feel like it does look a little bit patchy, but I am so curious about the other shades in here as well. I think I might take this off. I'm gonna leave on my mascara and I'm just gonna try to take off my eyeshadow and see if I can create a second look. Okay, so somehow that went very well. I obviously do have my mascara on, but we're gonna make this work. I'm gonna start with Mango Sun. I'm gonna just take that one in the crease. So far these mattes are performing very much like any other Urban Decay Naked palette, just very easy to work with. Very soft, but very buildable. You can sheer it out, but you can also get a lot of pigment. It's not quite like, see the Wild Greens, where I feel like you can't really build up the pigment that much. And I feel like Urban Decay really slowed down on the releases this year, which is probably a good thing, but still really exciting to get something new from the brand. Okay, I think I want to go back into Solar Storm, and I just want to use that one to deepen the crease as well. Oh, they're not really much different. I don't know if there was any point to that. I was just thinking since I'm going to go in with a deeper shade, I might want to help it gradually get deeper, but alright. So now I want to go into Foxfire. This one I'm really going to put on the outer corner. That works well together. So I'm also going to be taking Foxfire on the inner corner. Okay, so my camera did cut me off, but I'm still just working Foxfire into the inner and outer corner. I was just thinking how a halo eye looks so crazy when you're right in the middle of the look, but it's one of my most favorite shapes to create. I really like this shade too. There is a certain special tone to these shades, I feel. Like those purpley blue shades are very shifty. I didn't feel like it was as shifty on the eyes, but swatch, they look very, very pretty. I feel like I'm definitely just gonna have to play with them more. I do feel much better in this look already. Okay, so I'm gonna take Exoplanet just on a finger, and I'm gonna pop it right in the middle. Yeah, these shimmers really don't have the most shift to them. Let me get a brush and, oh, there we go. Okay, so wet brush is definitely the way to apply these shimmers, I think. Yeah, that's way, way, way better. Okay, I think I want to also try to take a little bit of Pulsar. I think I want to try to put that right in the very, very center, just to see what happens. And it gives a slight bit of a spotlight effect, but not much. Alright, this might be more of an inner corner shade if anything. Oh, that's really pretty as an inner corner shade. It goes really well with the pinkiness. Okay, I'm gonna pop on just a little bit more mascara. Alright guys, so here is the final look. I am definitely going to need to play with this a lot more to really get a feel for these types of shades. I've said it before, I'm not a makeup artist, I just super love makeup, and I find I do sometimes have a hard time looking at something colorful like this and knowing exactly what I should be doing. So with that being said, I love that you do get a very neutral kind of end over here, and then you get this really cool tone end, which is kind of cool. I feel like a lot of palettes are doing that lately, mixing warm and cool tones, which can be very hard to work with. I think these shades are definitely up to the typical Urban Decay Naked formula, not so much the formula that's in Wild Greens, but more so the formula that's in all of their other Naked palettes. So I love this because it is different from other things I have in my collection. It is different for things we have from Urban Decay. I love the outer packaging. It's so unique and so beautiful. I love that there's a mix of warm and cool tones and some neutrals. I have a hard time looking at the palette and knowing exactly what I want to do. What I want to do is stick right around here. But for today, I decided to play with this blue, which was different. And then I played with the pinks, which was fun. I still don't think it's the favorite look I've ever created. Neither one of these looks are. But I was right in my assumption that if I'm going to pick up a palette that's outside of my comfort zone, this is the formula I want to do it with because their pigment just really doesn't pack as much of a punch as, say, a Pat McGrath. So in my opinion, this is much more beginner friendly. However, this is a pretty pricey palette, but I do think the quality is pretty good. The shimmers are not going to be the most impactful. That is one thing I did notice. I was really impressed on the swatch of these guys over here, but I don't think the shimmers are the most impactful. That being said, there are people who love that. So I'm really happy with this one. The quality is great. It's a very unique color story, especially from this brand, so I'm excited to see something different. I think the collaborator did an amazing job, not only on the artwork, but with the shade selection as well. They definitely match up very well too, so I will say that. I'm definitely going to really enjoy creating more looks and trying to figure out what works best for me with this palette, but I do think it's a really beautiful palette. Is it my favorite from Urban Decay? Maybe not, just because it's not my typical color story. As for the outer packaging, yes, it's definitely my favorite outer packaging I've seen from them. So with that being said, I think this palette is really, really beautiful. I can't wait to keep testing myself and trying new looks with this one. But that is it for me today. Let me know down below if you want to see more looks. I can try to pull that together. But thank you so very much for watching. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you go. I do upload at least 3 new videos every single week. Thank you again so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!